Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijer, and welcome in the Belgian forests. And I want to talk about gods. Gods in general, not the dragon god, not yet anyway. But I just wonder myself, why do humans actually worship gods? When I was a Christian, a lot of people came to church and worshipped a god like a blind slave. I never understood that. Never understood why these people just. And then they said to me, if you worship a god, you go to heaven. You get rewarded for your submission to God. And I said, but what kind of a love do I have to give? Because I never seen him and never felt him. So what kind of love should I give to him? Just submit yourself to God. And I couldn't. I just couldn't. Even though I wanted to make the family happy, to be a servant of the church, but I never loved this God, never felt this God. And then later on, when I came to find answers for my dragon, I came inside of a coven, a Wiccan coven. And then they said, let us give thanks to Hecate and the Horn God. And I said, why? Just let us be thankful for what she does to us. And I said, what did she do to me that I should thank her? And no, it's not like that. She is the heavens, she is the earth. But I said, I never felt this. So why should I thank this goddess that I never heard of? That this was totally not my thing, Until my brothers and sisters, I came to find my own goddess. That is she being called Tiamat. Of course, I have a lot of gods, you can say. But Tiamat is the one that shaped my path. Of course, that is the reason why I talk a lot about her, because I can talk about her. But Tiamat is actually not a goddess to the dragons. She is actually the mother of all dragons. Every dragon that is being born, every dragon that exists, every spirit of the dragon comes out of her womb. She created the dragon because she was very fertile, and she got children very easy. And every child that she had was a serpent and a dragon. She was the dragon's mother and the serpent's mother. Of course, humans see dragons and serpents as something bad. Well, actually, I don't, because whenever I was a child, I always felt her presence. I always felt her energy. I could say this because after a while, in my adulthood, when I could meet her, this energy was always there, slightly, but I could always feel her presence. I could always sense her. And whenever she showed herself, I could very much recognize something in her, an energy that I felt before when I was a child. And the reason why I am thankful for her is because the reason why I am made, why I am alive, the reason why I am here is because of her. And everything that you see in this forest is still her. I came to understand that the dragon is very close to nature, very close to the earth. And I came to much more understand that whenever you see water or the earth or forests, you can see Tiamat. You can see her body still. Story says that she laid her body that was split in two by Marduk on the earth, and on the earth she rises again, because gods don't die. Gods are eternal. Of course, the reason why I can't talk about these other gods is simply because it's not my path. It's not my spiritual path. Of course, there are a lot of people that say you have to, but I learned that you shouldn't do this on the dragon's path, because this is something that the dragons choose, and humans should stay out of it. This was a choice of Tiamat. This was a choice of the dragon goddess. And her womb, my brothers and sisters, there are a lot of things that she had. She had children very easy. And whenever a spirit was born out of her, whenever a spirit was born out of Tiamat, this spirit cannot die. In itself, the spirit becomes much more closer to what a god is. They cannot die. A spirit of the dragon cannot die. They always transform in something different. That is, whatever came out of energy out of her womb. Her womb was actually the most powerful thing in the entire universes. In the universes, there is nothing more powerful than Tiamat's womb, the womb of the dragon goddess. That is where we come from. That is where our spirit comes from. And that is the reason why the spirit didn't give up after the body died. The body dies, but the spirit continues, always in a cycle. And that happens with Tiamat, the same thing. With her, her womb was actually so powerful that death cannot take anyone who comes out of her womb. The womb of the dragon goddess. And that is also what happens with just her children. Her children are also very strong in spirit, and the spirit cannot die. But also whenever they had children, the children of the dragons also simply has the same energy of when they came out of her. Serpents are just the same. Draconic serpents are just the same energies. And that is also the reason why your dragon by your side is still by your side, because he or she as well comes from the same energy, the energy of the dragon goddess. And I actually am very much surprised actually that people, humans, actually demonize her so much, because she was the most powerful entity in the entire universe. But that is just simply because Tiamat doesn't care to introduce herself to people who doesn't even belong in the dragon's path or the dragon's gate or the dragon realm. They are not her children. They are living organisms with other different kind of spirits. But she doesn't let herself be known to these people or animals, because she doesn't have a connection with them. With you, they have. With you, she has. She has a large connection with her. I don't say that you have to worship her, because worship is simply something of a human. But that is the first thing that I did. Whenever I didn't even see Tiamat, my dragon by my side, the first thing was falling down on my knees, becoming lower than the dragon, because I felt unworthy as a human. But in fact, I actually worshipped the dragon for many years, even to this day, because I respect the dragon so much. I respect them so much that I just go down on my knees every single time, even though the dragon doesn't ask for worship. That is what Tiamat doesn't ask. The Tiamat doesn't ask for worship. She only wants recognition, that you recognize her, that you know that she's there. Whenever she comes to you, the only thing that she wants is that she actually wants to be recognized. I'm here. I made you. And so that is the only thing actually that you need to know. But of course, like I said, it can be also another dragon god that actually is the one that is actually the most recognizable for you, because you are born with an energy of the dragon god, a dragon god. I don't say Tiamat only, but also another dragon god. It can be that you are born with Fafnir, for example, that you feel the flames of Fafnir, and he has the same story. Whenever he has children, the fire of Fafnir is eternal. It goes to the same thing. You know, every dragon god's children, the children of the dragon gods, they will have a soul of a dragon that just cannot die, that recycles all the time. And that is why sometimes I say thank you to the dragon gods. I say thank you to Tiamat. And some people say, why? It's only an animal. No, it's not an animal. Now I actually know why sometimes people worship a god, but they don't have a connection with them. I don't understand why. If you don't have a connection with a god, then why worship? Then why? Because you want benefits from it. I don't want and desire benefits from Tiamat. I don't desire that. The only thing that I desire is that I can hold her, that I can feel her, that I can experience the mother of all dragons. Yet that is my only goal, to worship the dragon goddess. Because I and my dragon by my side came out of Tiamat's womb. That is the reason why I want to be with her. That is the only reason. And I don't understand why people worship gods, because they don't come out of them. They don't come out of I don't understand why people worship gods if they don't know them, if they don't recognize them. I don't know that. I just don't know that. But that is the reason why I came out of religion. And even in Wicca, just why are we worshipping Hecate or the horned god? Why? I said, why are you doing this? But there was no solid answer to it. It was just, let us worship. Let us worship and let us be different, so that we can brag to others and brag to our parents too, so that we worship something different than them. We are going against Jesus. We are so cool. That is what I saw in that. That is just Hecate. Of course, I see a lot of people worship her. It can be that they have a large connection with her or the horn god, but I don't know what. I don't know, and that is not up to me. But I do understand why people worship the dragon, because they belong there, because they are created by Tiamat or the other dragon gods. They come out of the womb of the dragon gods, but they can also be the child of Fafnir, the child of Leviathan. Oh my goodness, a child of Leviathan. That is so strong, my brothers and sisters. A child of Leviathan. I've seen that before. The energy of Leviathan that lives inside of them is magnificent. You really, of course, Tiamat in itself as well, Fafnir or Quetzalcoatl or Shenlong or Tialong, with the children of them are always going to have the same story. They are eternal. They always recycle. They are forever. They are and you are a creation of them. It's very important to know whose creation. Are you a child of Leviathan? Are you a child of Tiamat? Do you come out of the womb of Tiamat? Or are you a child of Fafnir, that you are born here as with the dragon's energy, or the dragon's fire? It's very important to know that, my brothers and sisters, so that you know how your path can be shaped. Because the dragon goddess or the dragon gods, they shape your entire path. They are the reason why you are living today. They save your life. They awaken you. They let you see all these numbers, 11, 22, 33. They are the gods that let you see that, so that you know where to look at. These are the gods where you can say not just a god, but a mother or a father. They are much more like a parent than a god that you should worship. In humanity, they say you have to worship a god. Well, actually, on the dragon's path, you just are. You can just say that you respect them, that you feel respect for your dragon gods, that you are created by them, that it's much more like a parent than a god that you need to kneel down for. Of course, you can kneel down for the dragon. I do it as well. I just cannot help it. It's like a human that I am now. I worship all of the dragons. That is what I do now, because I respect them, and that is the only reason why you should do this. Not to see them as dragon gods or something like this, but to see them as your creator. And that is when I came to find out why sometimes people worship gods. Well, actually, I have no experience whatsoever with any kind of god that humans worship. Not to Odin, not to Zeus, not to Yahweh, not to Allah, not to any of them, but to Tiamat and the other dragon gods. I will always feel respect.